So I've got some new lights in the room, so I'm trying these out for the first time. I don't know if I got the angles right or anything like that, but hopefully I'm not a grainy dark mess like usual. So today's Vlogmas, I thought I'd do a tag, and I'm going to do the first tag. Now I'm going to keep looking down because I've got the questions on my laptop, so bear with me. So question 1 is the first YouTube video you ever watched. I don't know, but I imagine it was probably something to do with an animal, a cute cat or a cute puppy, either that or a song. But does anyone really know what was the first video they watched? I don't know. First person you subscribed to on YouTube. These questions are tough. Again, I'm not sure, but I imagine it was probably a band's YouTube account, so I could keep up to date on the music, and I imagine it was a rock band. Not sure. I've only recently got into subscribing to YouTubers and things like that, so I don't know. No, I really don't know. Do you still talk to your first love? No. But we are still on good terms. It's only because we're in different circles now. Nothing, well, it was horrible for a bit, as any breakup is, but we were friends afterwards, still very fond of each other, and there's no reason not to talk. If we saw each other, it'd be lovely. So that's all good. I always try and keep on good terms. I figure, unless they were really evil, you were with them for a reason, there must have been something you liked about them, so there's no reason not to still have them in your life if you still feel they give you something positive. Obviously there are a couple who do not give me anything positive, and I keep my distance. First kiss. It was at a school disco. It was to Titanic with a blue-eyed boy from my year, who ended up going out with my mate. First alcoholic drink. I used to be one of those kids that would go in the park and have some cheap cider, so it could have been that. But my family have always had sweet sherry on a Sunday before a roast dinner, so I probably tried a little bit of that when I was little as well. I don't drink anymore, although I did treat myself to a mulled wine at Winter Wonderland, and it was glorious. First car. I still don't have a first car. I've used my parents' car many years ago for Fiesta. That's about it. Never been able to afford a car, and now I probably don't even know how to drive, which is a sad thing. People keep pestering me actually to try and, you know, practice again, so one day when I have kids I can drive them to school and stuff like that, but that's another thing on the list of to-dos. First pet. Oh, my dearest Mitzi. Had her for 20 years. I'd always wanted a cat when I was little. My parents were always dead against it, and I even used to stroke an imaginary cat at the table, hoping that it would make them get me one, and it finally worked. It was the best day ever. They did a big surprise thing, and they drove me to this house, said they needed to pick something up, went in, and there were all these kittens, and I got to pick one out. Loved her so much. I still get a bit choked up when I think about her, actually. Miss her a lot. Apart from that, I also had lots of stick insects, but they just had a lot of, you know, and just multiplied, and they took over, and it was quite terrifying in the end. First celebrity crush. Might have been Zach Morris in Saved by the Bell. You know what? I really liked Nala from The Lion King. Don't ask. Taylor from Hanson, but that kind of confused me because I was like, I think he's really beautiful and he looks like a girl. What does that mean? Does it mean I'm gay? I didn't know. But yeah, I liked him. Oh, Take That. Who do I like in Take That? I went through phases actually. I think I liked them all at one point. Did any of you watch that film My Father the Hero with Gerard Depardieu and Katherine Heigl? The guy in that, liked him a lot. And it's always been Johnny Depp, really. Always. Long live Johnny Depp. First real boyfriend, guess 18. Lasted a year. Pretty blissful, but very sad at the end, actually. Heartbreaking for both of us. But learnt a lot from it. Took me about 6 years to get over it. But lots of fond memories now. Yeah, let's not get into that too much, eh? Who was the first person to text you today? I don't really do text, I'm more about WhatsApp, but me and my best girlfriends, we have a WhatsApp group and we literally talk on it all day, every day. A lot of them have kids and stuff, so they can, you know, share what's driving them mad that day, when the husband's driving them mad or in a mood, or whether they've just changed a really pooey nappy, and then I can rant about how I'm on the commute again, how tired I am. And then we show each other if we've had a nice pudding as well. Okay. Where was your first sleepover? Well, I was a rainbow, a brownie and a guide, so I presume my first sleepover may have been in a tent in the garden or in a tent in a field somewhere. I presume one of my first friends, Alice Gollin, was probably there as well. Known her since I was 4, so quite likely, I imagine. But I did have an early friend called Gareth when I was a baby, so we might have had a little sleepover, but I can't remember. The first thing you did this morning, I hate to say it, but it was probably check the Daily Mail online. It's one of my guilty pleasures, please don't judge me. It's just a good way of kind of catching up on everything that's going on in the world, even if it is the non-important stuff sometimes. But yeah, I did that, and then probably checked Instagram, and then probably thought, actually I'm going to go back to bed for a bit more. First concert you ever went to? I think it was Michael Jackson at Wembley Stadium, which is a pretty good first one. It was the History Tour. I don't remember it clearly, but I remember it being amazing. Still probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And if it wasn't that, it might have been Manic Street Preachers. But I also went to things like Party in the Park with my family, you know, those gigs that are in Hyde Park that are with all the current pop bands and then some legends like Lionel Richie and Queen and that sort of thing. First broken bone. Well, I've got a scar here where I fell off a climbing frame and cracked my head open, so I guess that's kind of a broken bone. But I also broke this thumb when I fell over the handlebars of my bike and landed on it, and then it stuck out like that. And I broke this finger playing basketball. Well, James Lewis broke this finger. Yeah. First movie you remember seeing? I used to watch a lot of this Charlie Chaplin video that I have, which I've still got up there. So that was an early one. Probably got to be a Disney, hasn't it? Don't know which one, maybe like a Snow White or Jungle Book or something like that. Bambi, which I've still never seen more than once because I remember how upset I was watching that. I don't know, just the standard children's ones. My Girl was the first film that literally really broke me though. Oh, it's devastating. When she goes, "Where's his glasses? I can't see without his glasses." Oh, God. First sport you were involved in. Does Kiss Chase count? I remember there was this one guy I used to run really slowly for, hoping he would catch me, and I think he just slowed down as well because he didn't want to catch me, which is quite sad. I used to be quite a tomboy, so I used to play sport with the boys, so I probably played a bit of football in the playground, played make-believe cars, anything that the boys did really. I was lingering around like a bad smell. Ooh, first tweet I think was me saying, I don't really know what I'm doing, but this is my first tweet. I remember I was quite early to the tweet thing, so that was at the stage where there wasn't many people on Twitter, so you could like tweet the celebrities and they would tweet you back like, I'd say like 60% of the time, which is much better than now obviously, and then everyone got on it and then you were suddenly lost in the millions of tweeters. But yeah. First Facebook profile picture. Oh wait, I'm just going to check that. Ah. My first one was one of me, oh god, was one of me with Matt Bellamy from Muse. There we go. I look like a right prat, but there you go, he was very nice. My first piercing was my ears. My parents made me wait for ages, so I was one of the last people to do it, which I hated at the time. And this year actually I've added to it and I've had 2 more in my ear. But that's about it piercing wise. I'm quite dull like that. I might get the top of my ear done this year, but we'll see. So that's a wrap on my firsts. I'm gonna put a bra on and probably brush my hair and do something productive with my day. Hope you're all alright, having a good run up to Christmas. And it really would be lovely if you could comment below or give me any ideas for videos. I really do appreciate it when people take time to do it. And just to know that it's worth posting videos is nice. So hope to hear from you. Lots of love.